Hello and welcome back to the 2024 Formula 4 Saudi Arabia Gulf Prix of Kuwait. This is the first event of the season, the inaugural season, and as always, my name is Aaron Thompson and I'm joined today by Luca Felipe.
Good morning, Aaron. Good morning, race fans. And we are back in Kuwait.
It's a beautiful morning indeed here in Kuwait at the Kuwait Motor Town. Beautiful 6-kilometer long circuit that we're here for the second race of the season, and I believe we're going to go down to Marcello Puglisi on the starting grid in just a few moments for the starting grid interviews. But Luca, this morning temperature's a bit different, a bit warmer than yesterday. Anything the drivers need to do different to get racing?
So I mean, yesterday was a chaotic, interesting day because we had pre-practice, then qualifying with the new format where they had to do 4 flying laps that determines the starting grids for the 4 races, and then 1 race. So it was a full day for them, very tough, also mentally and physically. And so today they restart fresh again, ready for another long day ahead of them.
Thanks, Luca. I'm sure you did exactly the same thing many, many years ago.
Not so many, I have to say.
It doesn't look that way from where I'm sitting, Luca. So I think we're about to go into the session. Session's supposed to start at 9:30. Pit lane open at 9:22. We've got about 10 more minutes, I believe. Anything race fans need to be aware of? I mean, it's an interesting race today. Reverse grid from the qualifying second fastest laps. That puts a lot of fast guys at the back of the track. What do they need to get up to the front? Is there going to be a lot of action in turn 1 at the chicane?
So there will be quite a lot of action because for sure the way that the qualifying was yesterday, it put some of the fast guys at the front, of course, in the timesheet, which is basically on the back of the grid today. But, you know, we have had a bit of a few track limits during the qualifying, and we have some fast drivers also that will start at the front of the field.
Okay, and we're going live now to Marcello, just down in the pit lane. In just a few moments, and he'll take us through the starting grid and have a quick word with all the drivers on the front row and some of the drivers who are looking to get up there in the first corner.
Here we are straight from the grid with the second race of the Formula 4 Saudi Arabia. Let's have some information for the driver. Here we are with Amna Kubezi starting from the pole on this race. Amna, so really unlucky race yesterday. So looks like today you have a good chance to go for it. So can you share with us your strategy of this race? Will you try to pull away straight away from the start?
Yes, just have a good start and try to keep the others held up and fighting in the back and try to pull away.
So do you think the cold wind of this morning might affect a little bit the first lap? The tire will be cold, or you think you will be able already to have a good pace straight from the beginning?
I think I need to have the tires warmed up really well, plus the track is dusty, so no one drove on it. So I think with time the track will get better, but at the start it will be very slippery.
Okay, thank you very much, Amna, and good luck for the race. So let's go on with the grid. Here we are with the Filipino driver Juancho. That Juancho Brabio, that it's actually his first race with a single seater. So Juancho, yesterday your first race ever. Today you are already starting from the first row. How does it feel?
Feels good.
Are you going really to try hard to bring home this podium?
Yes, I will.
Okay, Juancho, really good luck for your race. So let's go on with the grid. We are going on the third position, Faisal Al-Kabani, with a lot of experience with the GT, and now it's trying to play hard with the Formula 4. So Faisal, how you think you will manage the start of this race?
I think the start, I'm going to try to be aggressive, take advantage of the position that I'm in, and manage my own pace, my own race, and take the opportunities that I can.
Okay, really good luck, Faisal. Faisal with a little bit of Italian, he tried to help me. So let's go on. We're going with Omar Omar Laderayan that is starting from P4. Omar, yesterday was not so good for you. You weren't feeling really good with your pace. So how do you feel today, and which will be the result you will aim for?
Had good sleep last night. Yesterday I was not in my right mind. The pace was there, but just couldn't put the lap together. But today I'm going to do what I promised yesterday.
Okay, so thank you, Omar, and good luck for your race. So going on, the engine are going to start, so we are going to have some word with Sakir Al-Mosheji, one of the best rookie of the championship, local driver. Sakir, it's going to be complicated overtaking here, but do you think you still have a chance to go for the podium one more time?
Yes, of course. I will do my best and see what happens.
Okay, thank you, Sakir. Good luck for your race. Some quick word with Petrovic Andrei from Serbia. Really good driver, training, getting better little by little. He had a really good pace during the free practice. Andrei, yesterday you had your first ever start. Do you think it's going to be better this one? Actually, yesterday was not that bad, but you know, you can always do better.
Yeah, I think it's going to be much better, because I didn't push full throttle on the start yesterday, and I think there's still stuff that I need to improve on. Yesterday I finished 5th, so today I hope for a podium.
Okay, really good. Good luck, man. Let's go on with Hamda Al-Kubaisi, that yesterday got a really good podium in the race with a really good pace. So Hamda, here we are again. Now with the reverse grid, maybe not the best position you would like to start. Do you think you still have a chance to go again on the podium?
Yeah, I think for sure. Yesterday we started P6 and we could finish on the podium. It's only one position behind, so I'm sure we can do something. And just enjoying the race, and let's see what will happen.
Okay, thank you, Hamda. Really good luck for your race. And let's go again with the grid. Going on with Oscar Wurz. Really unlucky race for you. Now everything seems to be perfect to go again. I mean, yesterday you could really have the win of the race, and today will you have a chance?
I think so, yes.
Ciao, Oscar. Good luck.
Okay, thank you very much, Marcella. And it looks like we're underway with everybody coming out of the pit lane. I can see on screen, it seems to be everybody's getting away nicely. That's fantastic news, and very soon we'll be underway racing. Of course, as always, we'll do one lap around the circuit, stop on the grid. There'll be a brief pause of about 5 seconds. The lights will go out, and the lights won't go out. There'll be a green flag. The cars will go around the track one more time to stop on the grid for the final time of the race, hopefully with any luck today. And then all 5 lights will go on, and as they go out, we'll be underway. And Luca, coming up to tires, the ever question, where are we going to go with cars this morning? What do we have to do? Or well, maybe we should take a quick look at the circuit before we get into that, and let's do exactly that. It is a beautiful circuit. We've said many times before, 6 kilometer long grade 1 circuit, and let's have a look at exactly what we're going to expect in this race.
Yeah, he's one of the best circuits I've ever seen. Really long, 20 corners. We arrive in turn 1. We also do 1A, 1B, which is the chicane we will see right after the start. Then a very long straight up to 6th gear. Then turn 2, 3rd gear. Then 3 and 4 is like a corkscrew going downhill. Very tricky. Then the long turn 6 into this very fast flat out section. And then 12, 13, 14, 15 is basically one very long corner with just a little break. And then 19 and 18 are really fast corner on the left hand side, and 20 we have the final overtaking spot into the last corner and back to the main straight. Definitely really amazing place, new circuit, and everybody's enjoying a lot.
I'm sure you're right, Luca, because we've got Amna Klebesi in the number 88 car starting on pole position here for this second race. She's joined by John Chobrobio in second position, completing the first row of the grid for the Philippines. Just behind them in third and fourth, we've got Faisal Al-Kabani and Omar Al-Zuraini. That's an all-Saudi second row. It's going to be very interesting coming down into turn 1 to see if the two can work together, if they're going to push their way up into first and second. Sagar Al-Masherj and Petrovic Andreev round out the 5th and 6th positions in the third row of the grid, driving respectively for UAE and Serbia. Then just behind them, of course, the sister car to the woman on pole, Hamda Al-Kubaisi, and Oscar Wurz just behind her in 8th position. Kutskov Krill and Sulman Zanfari round out the top 10. I can see them all joining us now on the grid. They're just coming around the last corner, I believe, and we should be coming to the grid at any moment. In the meantime, let's finish off looking at the starting grid. We've got Federico Al-Rafai in 11th position, followed by Laura Villas, Abdulaziz Abu Zainada, Abdullah Al-Kabesi, and Jabir Al-Thani. Luca, you're an experienced hand. What do you think is going to happen going down into turn one? Are the two Saudi drivers going to make their way up into first position, or is the UAE going to dominate through the chicane of 1A and 1B?
So definitely the fight at the front, it's tough because we have Amna, that she's really fast and she has a lot of experience as well. And Wancho, of course, you know, he's doing a great job, but he has a little bit less experience than the guys around. In fact, in the second row, the old Saudi row is a potentially aggressive one also, but a fast one as well, because both Faisal and Omar, they can fight for podium position. They always been really fast. Basically, they are. Oh, we see somebody that just stopped on track. 77.
Number 77 car. That's Johnsho Rodolfo Brobio in the red car driving for the Philippines.
Such a shame.
Such a shame. Very unfortunate for him, very unfortunate for the Philippines. But the marshals have already recovered him, so with any luck, it won't delay us very much. I imagine we might see a second formation lap, as we can't stay parked on the grid with the engines running for too long. And I'm sure we'll see about that in just a moment. The race control, I'm sure, just deciding whether or not that's necessary, as it looked like we were going to recover that vehicle very quickly indeed.
Yeah, so normally in this situation, like you say, if they cannot recover the vehicle in a really short time, then, like you say, we will go for an extra formation lap. So eventually, if that happens, we will see yellow flags and yellow lights on the board, and then followed by green, so the guys can slowly start and do an extra formation lap. For sure, we have a bit of margin for the race director to let the car standing still for more or less another 15, 20, 30 seconds, not more normally. You know, it's not an easy situation also for the guy sitting on the pole position, because you've been doing your warm-up and then you're sitting there, first gear engaged, clutch on, and you're just waiting, and the pressures raise up, and you know, you were prepared for all the start, and then suddenly you have something that is changing, and you have to keep your mind focused, and definitely is not an easy thing to do. For the moment, yeah, it looks like maybe it's a quick recovery. If the recovery is quick, eventually we can have a clean start. Okay, extra formation lap, which is what we expected, which is good. Looks like everybody is able to, yeah, to leave the grid, so that's positive.
Very positive indeed. We were a little bit worried because we're not supposed to sit on the grid like that. The cars need a blower in them almost immediately to keep them from overheating. But away we are down into the chicane of 1A and 1B, and I believe that actually probably means that the red car's already been recovered. We saw it getting towed off into the service roads. They don't need to bring it all the way back to the pit lane. They just need to get it out of harm's way so the drivers can continue to go around the circuit. It is very unfortunate for John Show, but it's very good news for some of the drivers at the back of the grid who are trying to make their way forwards. Luca, what's your suggestion coming into turn 1 and 2? Is the right line for overtaking on the inside or the outside to try and get the advantage as it switch back into 1B? Or what are we looking at coming down at that corner?
Yeah, good question. You can try either way. So probably there isn't for the moment a line that we have seen works best. I think the start itself, so how you can get away from your grid in the very first 20, 30 meters, I think is gonna be crucial in order to try and get as much as positions as you can. But after that, who is on the inside for turn 1, then it will be outside for 1A. But if these guys can give a little bit of a space to each other, that you can basically do the section side by side, so either side could be possible. But we have seen that basically, even if you are on the outside, you can try and hang on if you are still, let's say, half a car ahead of your rival on the inside. You know, it's a tricky one, but we have seen it's a very, very wide corner, even if between 1 and 1A there is not so much distance. There is well enough in terms of the track width for at least 2 cars to stay side by side, if not more, but 3 would be too much.
So coming around turn 17, 18 and 19 now, the main question on each driver's mind has got to be, how do I get a good start? And Luca, can you tell us exactly what they need to do? Is there a clutch like a normal road car, or how do they get away from the grid?
So yeah, basically the clutch is obviously like in a road car on your left hand side, and normally these guys, they use the clutch only to start and to stop, and your throttle is flat out right before when the last red goes on, and the clutch is fully engaged, and then when the lights goes out, you have a quick but gentle release of the clutch. Like, you don't release instantly, but also not too slow, because the reaction time is important. So basically, to give you more or less a number, under 1 second of time is from where the light goes off and you start to release the clutch, and then before 1 second the clutch is fully released. This is the speed that more or less you have when you release the clutch, and try to have a little bit of wheel spin, but not too much.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from Luca Filippi, and now you're about to see it from the fantastic drivers here in Formula 4 Saudi Arabia. You can see everybody lining up on the starting grid. Everyone's taking positions, and even the engineers and mechanics are paying attention to the start of this race, because it's going to be very interesting indeed. In just a moment, you'll see the lights go on, and as they do, we will be underway when all 5 lights go on, and as they extinguish, we'll be underway, and we can see that's happening just now. The car number 8, it looks like car number 18 actually got a very nice start. The car number 11 of that, is that Oscar Wurz? He had a fantastic start. Looks like he's almost up into P3. 3 wide into 1A down there with the sister car number 8 of Hamda Al-Khabaisi fighting for position, as Omar Al-Duraini and the silver car of what I believe to be, the white car, what I believe to be Oscar Wurz, fighting as well through the 1A and 1B section. Coming down into the second straight now, you can see that it's a very close race between, is that number 7 and number 18. Number 7, of course, Faisal Al-Kubani, and number 18, Omar Al-Walid Al-Duraini. But 5, that's Sagar Al-Masharj, is in there as well, looking for position. The 2 Saudi drivers fighting very hard indeed, and it looks like Omar Al-Walid Al-Durrani is up into second position, at least briefly, as Sagar Al-Masharj takes advantage on Faisal Al-Kabani coming down into turn 4, 5, and onto the sweeping left-hander of turn 6. Is there a place here for Sagar to make a move? And he does indeed get the inside line and takes Omar Al-Durrani. Does that mean that Sagar Al-Masharj has made up 4 places or 3 places in the first few corners? Yes, indeed it does. As we go around now, turn 7, I can't wait to see what else is going to happen. And it looks to me like there's a white car spinning off on the exit or the midpoint of turn 7. Hopefully there won't need to be a safety car and he can rejoin the race, because it's not been the best day so far for the white cars, at least yesterday. Coming down now into what appears to be the entrance into turn 12, we have the blue car of Sagar Al-Masharj and the yellow car of Omar Al-Walid Al-Durrani. That's Kuwait and Saudi fighting for second position on track now. You can see the white car and the orange car. This is Oscar Wurz and Solomon Zanfari. They're fighting very hard indeed, and we have a safety car, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen.
So
that must be for the Oscar Wurz car, I believe, that's being recovered now. Is it Oscar Wurz? That on screen I have number 10. Number 10 is for Federico Al-Rafai, so number 11, Oscar Wurz, unfortunately beached there in the midpoint of turn 7 as we come down, around, and into the final straight, the back straight, with the remainder of the cars. Message from race control here, ladies and gentlemen. The driver is perfectly fine, just a bit of a spin. He's stuck in gravel and he's being recovered as soon as possible. But in the
What a start from Amna. Amna, she had an amazing start. She pulled away. She really did what she said to Marcello before the race. She focused on the start. It was really amazing. She pulled away quite a big gap, because she had like 100 meters of gap after a couple of corners. And this is very crucial with a Formula 4 car. So you try and break the toe, the slipstream, to the car behind, and so great job from her. And then brilliant from Saker Almosherji, because the start was good, but also the overtaking into turn 6 to Omar Alderayan, it was a really amazing move. Omar just went a little bit too wide, and Saker took the advantage of the line.
I think you're exactly right, Luca, and I think really Sager might have been the man of the start of that race, and we're going to see exactly what happened just again right now.
So we don't have one show in the first row on our right-hand side, which is the inside first row in second place. Amna had an amazing start, really fast pull away. Then we also have Federico Arifai all the way in the inside, having a good start.
3 wide down into turn 8 with the sister 8 car and Sager making a move. Well, that's Oscar Wirtz going side by side as well with Amna or Hamda Al Kubaisi. As they come down into 1B, we can see there's a lot of action on track. The yellow and silver cars, the Saudi cars, that's 18 and 7, Faisal Al Kabani and Omar Al Walid Al Durrani making a move here. As we come down into turn 2, you can see he's pushing as hard as he can, and he makes it stick on the inside line. Beautiful driving there from Omar. He said yesterday at the driver interviews that he's going to win at least one of these races, and if he keeps up that kind of maneuvers, he's going to do exactly that. Unfortunately for Saudi Arabia, Sagar Al-Masharj Al-Karaji is on home turf, and he is not going to give up the fight very easily at all. As you can see, he does exactly what everyone sitting in the grandstands wants to see, and undertakes the yellow car through turn 6 and closes the deal through turn 7. And we can see in just a moment here, this is going to be the instant with Oscar Wirtz. It looks like he touches off a yellow car, perhaps. Difficult to see at the angle that we have, but they continue going through through turns 8, 9, 10, 11. Is it flat out through those corners, Luca?
Yes, all this section is flat out from turn 7 to the entry of turn 12. So yeah, it's a flat out section, and then for the very long 12, 13, 14, 15, which is basically a very long corner with different apex. The circuit told us that basically it took the design from the famous turn 8 from Turkey, but upside down, turning right instead of left. And they wanted to take some of the best corner of the world and replicate here with slight changes. So in this case, is like a mirror of the other one.
Well, I can say they did a fantastic job.
Yes.
It's a beautiful track to look at, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody should come down and visit it, but bring your jacket if you're coming in January or February. And down now we have the safety car still on track. We can see everybody proceeding around turns 12, 13, 14, and 16. I really think that's maybe my favorite section of the track, Luca. I know you said turn 3 and 4 yesterday, but I don't know, I think there's something special over there on that sector. Talking about sectors, where are the sectors on the track? Do you know where the corners cut?
So we have many different layout and configuration of the circuit. So we went for the moment for the longest configuration available, that also has this chicane in T1 that makes 1A, 1B, where we have seen Saker working his outside line into 1 in order to gain 2 position for 1A. Then this is the wider and longer configuration. Then we also have basically one section that cut between turn 2 and turn 7. So it cut before the very long section of the corkscrew and the long turn 6, and it rejoins before the flat out twisty section of 7 to 12. Then we have also one other option, which is before 17. You could have something that looks like a loophole, like an hairpin, but it's also banked, and they say is a sort of a reproduction of the carousel in Nürburgring. So it's a really interesting corner because it has banking, and it is something that eventually you don't really find in many places around the world. So it's a banked corner where the arc of the corner is not so wide, but because of the banking you can carry quite a lot of speed. Regarding the accident between Oscar, it was really unfortunate because like we saw, there was Saker that got the inside of Omar, and after that there was a bit of packing of this little group with Sakir in front, Omar right behind, and Faisal. And when we arrive in turn 7 is a corner that has a little bit of a double apex. So what it means that in the middle of the corner, the cars, they go a little bit wide in order to go again to the apex near the curb to the exit. I've seen the Oscar tried and squeezed basically and tried and fit his car on the inside in 7 in between the apexes on Faisal, but it wasn't quite alongside. So when your front axle is near the rear axle of another car and you are turning, in this case, I think it just lost basically the grip and the car rotates and it couldn't do much. They were side by side, but unfortunately Oscar wasn't quite enough alongside him to try and have the line. So,
note from race control as well here, Luca, that the car number 7, that's Faisal. The car number 7 of Faisal Al-Kabani and the car number 11 of Oscar was the incident at turn 7 that's under investigation and will be reviewed after the race. As you can see, the Oscar Words car number 11 has just been recovered behind the service roads, and I believe that means momentarily we can get back underway. With any luck, this lap the safety car lights will extinguish at turn 16, but the safety car does seem to still be going a little bit too slow, so it may be the case that we'll have one more lap before that occurs. John Cho, Probio's manager there on screen, talking to the engineers. Everybody having a quick look at what we have to say about the race so far, Luca, down in the pit lane. Back to the action on track. Safety car still at the front. Let's have a quick run through the running order as it stands. It'll be a safety car restart, so let's let everybody know exactly who's going to be restarting in what position. So we have Amna Al-Kabaisi will be starting from first, Sagar Al-Mashaj will be starting from second, Omar Al-Duraini, Kuskov Krill, and Faisal Al-Kabani round out the top 5. They are followed by Hamda Al-Kabaisi, Federico Al-Rafai, Solomon Zanfari, Andrei Petrovic, Abdulaziz Abdu Zanada, Laura Villas, Abdullah Al-Kabaisi, and of course Oscar Wertz, who unfortunately is no longer in the race. Coming around turn 16 now, and I believe the safety car lights are still on, which does indicate that we will be doing one more lap on the safety car. Not to worry though, race fans, we can give back up 3 laps on the safety car in order to give as much track time as possible to all the drivers on track. Of course, track time, exactly the purpose here. We're all about training up young drivers, not just young drivers though, young mechanics, young engineers. We have a good group of people and we're training up the next generation as well, and that's exactly what everybody here is here to do. Coming down the back straight now though, the safety car lights are definitely still on, and the cars are definitely proceeding at a slower pace than would indicate a restart. So we're going to have one more lap under a safety car. It must be, there may be some debris or something on track that the marshals are still clearing up. As soon as they're finished with that, we will get back to racing as soon as possible. Luca, is there anything you need to tell us that you haven't already told us about starting grids? Because I'm running out of things to talk about.
No, what is crucial now is to keep the tires warm and the brakes. So basically, the safety car is a road car, like you see, is a performance car, so it's a fast car. But the Formula cars are definitely so much faster than any road car. So.
Well, it's not so much in a straight line, right? But we're talking about through the corners. Through the corners, you can do things that are unimaginable in a road car.
So basically, to keep the tires on the window, you have to work a lot and you have 2 ways. One is the longitudinal, which you try to put energy into the tire by accelerating and braking. So you are trying to generate as much as energy as possible. So the energy transform itself into heat in this case. And while you do that, you have to prepare also mentally for the restart, because from going to 70-80 kilometers per hour, then in a fraction of a second you are suddenly at 200. So also you have to switch on mentally. And we have seen how important it is. For example, yesterday we had Oscar Wurz, who had an amazing start. He worked his way from P3 to P1. But unfortunately, at the restart, he had a big lockup, and he basically lost the apex. He went straight, and
that was at the last corner of the track as well, just before the restart.
So we discussed, and for sure he could have done a bit of a he could have done better into the preparation of the tires and the brakes, because when he wanted to attack the last corner, he just pushed a little bit too much.
I see. So he needed to warm everything up a bit more before he went for the push on the last lap on the safety car.
Exactly. So after that, unfortunately, it was a bit of a domino effect, and his race ended, like it ended, and he couldn't finish. So this is very crucial, because in the first lap or in the first restart is when you can do the most, and you can recover places and defend. So it's definitely one of the key points of the race.
Well, we can see on track, Luca, that there's probably going to be at least one more lap on the safety car. It seems the marshal's still at the exit of turn 7. They seem to be sweeping up the dirt or gravel that's been knocked out of position by the incident between the cars number 7 and 11 of Faisal Al-Kabani driving for Saudi and Oscar Wertz driving for Austria. You can see them hard at work down there. Most of these guys are actually just here as volunteers, so fantastic work from all of them, and thank you very, very much indeed for all of your hard work. Without you, we couldn't go racing, but it is racing that we want to talk about here, ladies and gentlemen. So we can see the procession coming through turns 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16. As I've said, there is my favorite corner of the track, and maybe I've just undone the commentator's curse, because it seems like the safety car will be coming in this lap. That's the message from race control. Let's have a look on track now to see if the lights extinguish or if they meant the next lap. Coming through turn 16 now, we should see the lights are off, and they are indeed. Safety car will now pull away from the grid to give them place to start to warm up and to give the leader control of the possession. That leader is Amna Al-Kabaisi, driving for the number 88 purple car of UAE. What's Amna have to do now? When does she gun it? Does she wait until the last moment just before she crosses the line or into turn 20, or does she gun it down the back straight?
So the leader has to normally, once the lights are off, you are allowed to give more than 5 lengths of the distance, and so the leader dictates the pace, whichever is the decision, in this case her decision. And we have seen also a big lockup from Kirill Kutskov, which is now up to P3, and Omar Adarayan, I don't see him anymore, and she's about to start again.
And here she goes, she's put her foot down, and she's coming across the start-finish line in just a moment. Looks like the car just behind her, which would be Sagar Al-Mashers, has gotten a very good restart, though he's right on her crash box. Coming down into turn 1 now. Let's see exactly what's going to happen. Krill is up into P3, so he's going to have to attack his sister car as well. The 2 light blue cars going at it as hard as they can. It seems like we're 3 wide there through turn 1B. Fantastic action from the drivers on track as we come down now. Bound the second straight into turn 2. Looks like there might be a move here between the light blue cars and the purple car on track, but Saigar's got to watch his mirrors, because his sister car is looking to take action as well. The 8 car of Hamda Al-Kabaisi fighting her way as well down through the carousel now of turns 3, 4 and 5. Number 88's really got to look out. She's got 2 cars on her back as the light blue cars of Krill and Sagar fight as hard as they can. Can the Kuwaiti driver keep the number 7 behind him? And it looks like so far he has managed to do exactly that. Coming around turn 7 now, looks like somebody's gone very wide indeed. It might have been one of the light blue cars. In fact, they may be having a little bit of a problem on the exit of turn 7 as well. Coming around through turn 10, 11, 12 now. Let's have a look back at the leader of the race and see exactly what's going to happen. She's coming around down through turn 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16. It looks like they might be close enough that we might see a move on the last corner. The orange car of number 52, Solomon Zanfari, though not interested in what's happening at the front of the race at the moment. He's focusing on his battle so that he can get up there and challenge for his own lead. Big jump there by the silver car, number 7 of Faisal Al-Kabani. Looks like he went off and hit a curb, maybe a bit of damage to his car there. I saw a little bit of dust, maybe nothing at all if we're lucky, but unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, it seems like we have another safety car, as I've just gotten the message up on screen from race control.
So I've seen a bit, a lot going on, and definitely we are also missing Saker Al-Mosherji. So he's not anymore in the lead group, because now we have Amna Al-Kubaisi and Kirill Kutskov and Amda in P3. So it's been a bit eventful because Kirill went up to P3 and then now we haven't seen him on screen anymore, while before the restart we also lost Omar Alderayan, and we can see from our position that Kirill is slowly going back to the pits by himself. So from what I've seen, there was a big lockup in turn 19 before the restart, and before the restart in turn 19 we have seen that two cars probably collided.
Well, let's have a quick look now and see what happened with Faisal Al-Kabani in the silver number 7 car. Here we go, turning around. Looks like he is about to come up on track in any moment. There you go, big air as he jumps over the curb and manages to continue racing down through into the continuing section. But Zolman Zafari does try to take advantage of that in the orange number 52 car.
So yeah, these curbs, they are meant to, you know, stop you by doing track limits, and when the floor of the car hits the edge of the curb, and as we can see this is what happens, and unfortunately you shouldn't arrive up to that point. So was a puncher here for sure for Kirill. We just hope that he can rejoin the track and before the safety car goes by, so if he doesn't lose, and he won't lose the lap, he can rejoin, and then he can restart the race, and he can still have a good podium, potential podium position.
That's fantastic news for Kuwait there, Luke, because I believe that was actually the number 5 car of Sagar in the pit lane, so hopefully he'll get back out before the safety car comes around and they can catch up before we get back underway, and he may be able to get his way back up into the points to keep going with his championship fight, because his intention, ladies and gentlemen, is to finish at the top of the podium at the end of the season, and I think he has a very good chance of doing exactly that. We're going now to a replay of the restart to see exactly what happened. Bear with us. So here we are coming down through turns 17 and 18. Omar Aldawani in second position there. As we come around down into the back straight, looks like a bit of contact at some point. Somebody misjudged slightly where they were going, and down into the back straight we can see exactly what's going to happen in just a moment as all the cars bunch up behind the number 88 of Amna Al-Kabaisi in the purple UAE car.
So around corner 19 is where sometimes, you know, the leader pick up the pace. So the guys on the back, they thought that the leader was going to pick up the pace, but she didn't, and she's entitled to, because she's the leader and she could decide what was the time for her to start picking up the pace. And I've seen a big lockup from Kirill. I don't know if in that moment maybe they touch a little bit with Omar. So here I guess behind the crest there is Omar's car, and they have to recover it. And we haven't seen how the car stopped and what happened. Definitely it's a shame to lose also Omar right before the restart. Really fast driver, really competitive. He's a fighter.
He is a fighter indeed, and I think he's going to get up on the podium in the next race. But good news for Kuwait, as I've just heard from race control, or the man in my ear, I should say, that the number 5 car of Sagar S. Al-Mashaj driving for Kuwait is back out on track, and he's going to be able to catch up to the back of the safety car in just a moment. And I believe we have also a message from race control about what happened with Omar Al-Walid Al-Durrani. Looks like he had contact to his front wing, and on the safety car restart just at the final corner, and believe the contact may have been with Saga, so I'm sure that will be investigated as well in race control. They've got a lot more cameras than we do, and they see everything, exactly what happens. And Luca, I'm sure you can tell the crowd exactly what that feels like, to be watched by 100 different cameras at any one time by race control. They don't often miss very much at all.
So, you know, start and restart, it is one of the more crucial and difficult part of this racing, because these guys, some of them, they have no racing experience, some of them they arrive from karting, which you don't have this situation. Of course they all watch Formula 1, Formula 2, Formula 3, so they know what's about, but one thing is watching from TV and one thing is actually doing it. So we've been doing training with them. So when we were in Bahrain for the trophy event, we also had simulation of the procedure. So we have show them different scenarios. But for example, yesterday we had a scenario of the leader picking up the pace very early, and so at that point everybody were already pushing. In this case we had a different scenario where the leader decided to keep waiting a bit longer to pick up the pace, and that caught some of the drivers behind, in order that they had a bit of a elastic and domino effect, where one brake, the other one braked as well, and then the one behind couldn't brake enough, so apparently they just touch each other a little bit. And you know, this is part of the game. We have to make sure that they are aware of this situation and they can learn from it.
Yes, indeed, Luca, and we're going to do exactly that today, this afternoon in the driver's briefing. We have a driver's briefing with you and Marcello and Luca Allen every day to go over this exact kind of thing, so the drivers can all learn from everybody's mistakes. Of course, we also have an open data policy, so that means that you can learn from everybody on track. The I don't want to say the slowest driver, but the driver not finishing in first position can definitely learn from the driver at the head of the grid, and that allows everybody to bring up their game as quickly as possible. And of course, we focus on track time as well, to get you exactly what you need to get up into Formula 3, Formula 2, and hopefully all the way up into Formula 1 as well.
So, like we say, Saker had a puncher, so Saker had a puncher, behind him Omar had a front wing damage, so you know, for sure there was a contact there. We also have seen a big lock-up from Kirill right behind, and it wasn't clear if he also had a contact with them or not. For sure it was a bit of a close situation there, and yeah, we look forward to another restart, and hopefully a clean restart.
So I've just seen from race control we have the safety car in this lap. As soon as we can, we'll be underway. So at turn 16, or indeed already, the safety car has started to move away from the grid, which means it's now under the control of Amna Al-Kabaisi in the purple number 88 car driving for the UAE. We saw her strategy at the last restart was to wait until the last possible moment before turn 20, before accelerating down the back straight, and she seems to have done exactly the same thing this time around. Will the man behind her, the number 23 car of Krill, be able to take advantage? No, not at all, because Amna got a fantastic launch in the safety car restart and is already pulling away from Kirill in second position. In third position we have Hamda Al-Kabaisi, so that's actually two UAE drivers, the sisters 8 and 88, fighting for the top three positions at the moment, as we see that's Federico Al-Rafai now fighting with the number 49 car of Andrei Petrovic coming down through 1A and 1B. Will we be side by side through 1B? Not this time, but last time around we were three wide through that corner, ladies and gentlemen, so it's definitely an overtaking opportunity there as we come down through the second straight now. Is there enough of a chance here for Kirill to make a move on Hamda Al-Kabaisi in the number 88 car? Not quite, and indeed her sister is looking behind Saga, and Saga makes a big dive, goes up the inside, makes contact with Hamda Al-Kabaisi in the 8 car, manages to continue, both cars manage to continue, but that has ruined the weekend for the purple car, the purple number 88 car driving for the UAE. But it's not all over for the UAE, ladies and gentlemen. The sister car, the number 88 car, the number 8 car of Hamda Al-Kabaisi has managed to continue racing, and I believe that means that she's up into first position. Is that correct?
So Hamda, yeah, got the most out of it. So because Amna and Kirill Kutskov, they had contact, so Hamda now, she is the leader of the race.
Well, let's quickly look exactly what happened between the two drivers, as we see on screen now. A quick replay coming down the second straight into turn 2. You can see the red car of Andrei Petrovic look for a move. You can see the purple car, number 8, look for a move, and you can see Kirill make a big move, lock up, come into the side of the number 88 car of Amna Al-Kabaisi into turn 2. The exit of turn 2, and both cars seem to manage to continue going, which is fantastic news for anyone. There won't be a need for a safety car as we come now back to the live action, coming through turns 19 down the back straight now and into turn 20. I can see them on just in front of me, ladies and gentlemen. There's a purple car of number 88, Amna Al-Kabaisi. There's a white car in second position. That can't be Kuskov. Krill in the white car. The positions on timing haven't been updated yet, but we do know that the incident is under investigation, because I can see that message. But Andrei Petrovic is not bothered by that at the moment, as he just makes a fantastic move on the silver car just in front of him, or the white car just in front of him, as I should say. Looks like the leaders are now back into the action, and there may be more fighting fighting coming again very, very soon indeed, as Federico Al Rafai in the white number 10 car is just behind Hamda Al Kubaisi, who has the lead of the race on the last lap. Hamda did a 2:04.047. That's the fastest lap of the race so far. But just behind her, just 0.2 of a second behind her, we have a 2:04.260 Federico Al Rafai. And you can see on screen they are very close indeed. And the battle for third position is intense as well, as the 23 car of Kutskov Krill is fighting it out with the orange number 52 of Solomon Zanfari, coming down into what appears to be turn 2, up over the crest of the hill, down into the carousel, turn 3, 4, 5, before the sweeping left-hander of turn 6. Where's the next overtaking opportunity here for Krill and Solomon Zanfari, and of course the number 10 car Federico Al Rafai?
So Kirill Kuskov have his wing is a little bit bent, let's say. It's you can see that is a little lower on his left-hand side, so maybe the balance of the car is not ideal, so he's suffering a little bit in this phase of the race, while Suleiman Zamfari had a very clean and calm start of the race, and he's paying off because he's coming up fast. And for sure, Kirill with that wing, he will have a hard time in trying to defend his place. You can see that the wing is a little bit bent, so you know, in this case it could be also a potential situation where the race director has to give him potentially the flag, the black flag with the orange dot, the orange circle on top, which it means that if they see that the wing is moving too much and he might fall off the car, they have to give him this flag, that it means that your vehicle is not safe and you have to stop and fix it. If the wing is just bent and it's not moving and is stable, he can stay on track.
Well, that's fantastic news for that driver, and there's even more news for us, ladies and gentlemen, as Federico Al Rafai goes around the outside of the number 8 car, coming down through turn 1, seals the deal at 1A, and carries on through 1B and takes the lead of the race.
Amazing move from Federico, amazing stuff. Now he's defending to Hamda, that she doesn't give up, but amazing move from Federico. He tried the outside, and then he carried a lot of speed through the corner, and he was the inside for a corner after, while Kirill is still able to defend to Zamfari. Looks like his wing is bent, but it's not moving that much, so hopefully he can try and finish the race, even if probably the balance of the car is not ideal, but still he could have potentially a podium position if he can hold on.
That's fantastic news indeed, Luca. As unfortunately for him, he is under investigation by race control for the incident back at turn 2 between cars 23, that's himself, and number 88 of Amna Al-Kabaisi. And in the pit lane now, we can see all of the engineers have rapt attention on screen to see exactly what's going on. And exactly what is going on is the white car, the number 10 car, Federico Al Rafai, driving for the UAE, leading the race, as his sister countryman coming just behind him in the purple number 8 car, as we continue around the racing track now and hope to see some more action between Solomon Zanfari and Kirill Kuskov, and we just got exactly that. Looks like Faisal Al-Kabani has led the way to find that little jump spot there on the exit of that corner, and Kirill Kuskov has also suffered the same fate as the Saudi driver, and that may have given Solomon Zanfari all he needs to pick up the pace and get up into third position. And can he do exactly that at the last corner of the track? Maybe not quite. He seems to be a little bit too far away. I think he's going to tuck into the toe and try and make a move down through corners 1A, 1B, and seal the deal into turn 2, exactly as Federico Al Rafai did just at the beginning of the last lap.
Yeah, I mean, good job from Kirill in being able to keep the control of the car and keep the position as well. Definitely is facing a bit of a understeer in his car, and maybe the balance is not perfect, so he's defending really hard, and now the group is very compact with him and Zamfari behind, and also Andre and Faisal. They caught up and they are very, very close to each other. Is Zamfari trying the outside, but Kirill is holding the inside and is able to stick, but is
but they both suffer because Andrej Petrovic, driving for Serbia in the red number 49 car, sees what's going on in front of him and takes 2 positions at corner 2. Coming down through the left-hand corner of number 6, now the sweeping long left-hander. You can see that he's sealed the deal and he is pulling away from the blue and orange cars just behind him. So that's a fantastic piece of news there for the Serbian driver as they come down now through the exit of turn 7.
Amazing move from him. Like,
really fantastic move.
Really fantastic. He prepared the exit and he exited the corner like a rocket, and he was able to grab 3rd position in perfect timing because behind him we have Kirill that we know is suffering a little bit.
And it looks like his wing has actually gotten worse because of that incident where he jumped on the last lap, and the incident where he went wide just now where he was overtaken by Andrej Petrovic. And it does look like maybe now it's definitely hanging off a bit worse, and he may have to come into the pit lane, but I'm sure he's not going to give up easily at all. But all of this is fantastic news for Kuwait, ladies and gentlemen, because it looks like the light blue car of Sagar Al-Mashaj has caught up to the back of Faisal Al-Kabani in 6th position, and he's fighting now to get into the top 5.
Yeah, as you can see, also Sakera Mosherji that he was at the back of the field before the restart is coming up, and he had a bit of a gap after overtaking a couple of guys, and now he's back behind this little group, and it's gonna be entertaining with Kirill Kuskov, Zamfari, Faisal Al-Kabani, and Sakera Mosherji.
Yeah, this fight for 3rd position between those 4 drivers is going to be absolutely fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. And I can't wait to watch it unfold. And I think we have several more laps to do exactly that. 2 laps remaining, in fact, as we come down now the back straight. Oh, is that the back straight, Luca?
So they are in the long straight between 1A to turn 2. The good news is that the wing for Kirill, it is bent, but it's not moving. So also mechanically, you know, I know technically how the mounting of the wing it is, and when this happens, normally is the bolt itself that is a metal part that it bends, but when it's cracked, you can see that the wing itself is bouncing and is moving around, which is not the case, because for sure it is bent but is stable. So in this case, he should be able to try and finish the race. Like I said, the balance might not be perfect, but still, you know, you try and get as much points as possible, hang on, and finish the race the best you can.
Exactly, and that's exactly what the young driver of the number 23 light blue car is doing. The last lap for the leader on this lap is the message from race control. So as we come down through the final sector of the track, there's got to be something very interesting happening here very soon indeed, because Hamda Al-Kabasi is not going to give up easily. What exactly is going through her mind now as she tries to take her countryman over just in front of her? I do not know, but I can tell you she's not going to give up at all. She's an experienced hand here in these F4 cars, and she's had a strong weekend so far, and a race win is exactly what she wants to do to make it even better. Faisal Al-Kabani in the silver number 7 car there, looking for an overtake on the orange number 52 car of Sullivan Zanfari, driving from Morocco. Unfortunately for him, he was just not quite close enough, but Hamda Al-Kabasi in the number 8 car tried a move down into turn 1 again, also the same thing, not quite close enough. But these 4 cars, ladies and gentlemen, is what's going to be interesting to watch on track as they all battle for 3rd position. Petrovic, Andrej Petrovic, Kirill Kuskov, Solomon Zanfari and Faisal Al-Kabani all fighting for 3rd position at the moment on track. Of course, some of these drivers may have penalties applied to them after the race, but for the moment they're on track and they're fighting as hard as they can to get up into 3rd position.
So Amna, she was unlucky with the crash with Kirill.
Sagar making a move here on his Saudi comrade. The Faisal Al-Kabani number 7 car makes it stick coming into turn 2, up over the crest. And he's definitely locked it in there through the carousel. 3, 4, 5 around turn 6 now. Is there anything going to happen? We've seen an overtake here on Omar Al-Dawani. Actually, Sagar himself made that overtake on the first lap of this race, and coming through turn 6 now from the aero shot, we can see nobody's quite close enough to pull it off. Turn 7 as well will be the same thing. So the next position for the overtake, the next overtake, Luca, where are we going to see it?
You know, it's possibly the last corner, and we have Amda, that she's really fast in this phase of the race. She just had a bit of an hesitation when Federico Arifai took the lead, but after that she's been super quick and she's able to put pressure on him. She just lost a little bit of space right towards the last sector of the circuit. So she's quite close. She can try and get the slipstream, but maybe not enough for trying an overtake on the inside.
Exactly, but I hope we're going to see something fantastic here happen for the UAE, and we'll have a UAE 1 and 2. Would have been even more special to have a UAE 1, 2 and 3 with the two sisters on the podium. Unfortunately, that's no longer possible, but we have seemed to have secured a second place position for the UAE and a first place position for the UAE as well, with Federico Al Rafai and Hamda Kubaisi finishing first and second ahead of Andrei Petrovic in his second race in Formula Cars. Fantastic news for him. Krill in fourth place, just behind them. Solomon Zanfari rounding out the top 5 in the orange number 52 car. Crossing the line now, we have Sagar Al-Masher driving for Kuwait in P6, a fantastic recovery after his puncture, and Faisal Al-Kabani in the silver number 7 car, having gone airborne, manages to finish 7th overall. Not bad at all. Fantastic news there for Saudi Arabia. Just behind him we have the 88 car, the purple car, the sister car to the woman on second position, Amna Al-Kubaisi. She was in the lead of the race at one point, but an incident between herself and the number 23 car unfortunately pushed her down the order, and I imagine she had some car damage to deal with as well. Just behind her we have Laura Villas in the dark blue number 55 car driving for Sweden, and just behind her in the top 10, rounding out the top 10, is Abdullah Al-Kubaisi. Actually 3 Al-Kubaisis on the track this weekend, and all 3 fighting as hard as they can. Omar Al-Dawani unfortunately, just behind them in P11 we have Abdulaziz Abu Zanada driving for Saudi, and unfortunately Omar Al-Dawani and Oscar Wirtz not able to finish the race. And of course in 14th position we have Jabir Al-Thani, who at the moment is still in school and not able to join for this race, but he will be back with us as soon as possible.
So the top 3, so for the podium, we're not gonna have any news because these drivers, these 3, they had a clean race, nice race. So for them it's gonna be okay, and they can focus directly on the next race after the podium. While we might have a bit of action going on in race control for some other driver, because definitely there was the contact on the opening lap in between Faisal Kabani and Oscar Wurz, but I believe is not like no further action from my point of view. Then there is the situation at the safety car restart between Saker Al-Mosherji, Omar Al-Darayan and Kirill Kuzkov. That has to be reviewed because it's also a situation where, you know, behind the safety car you have to follow certain guidelines. And then last not least the contact between Kirill Kuzkov sending it on the inside, trying to overtake Amna Al-Kubaisi, and ending in a contact for both of them and ruining the race. Kirill still managed to somehow finish in top 4 with a bent front wing, but for Amna then she had to give up the race and finish in 8th.
Well, that's very unfortunate for her, Luca, but it was a fantastic race to watch, and I hope you all enjoyed watching it with us. I'm going to leave you now, Luca, and go down and do the podium, and I believe in a few moments we'll have pre-podium interviews with Marcello Puglisi. Bear with us, and we'll get right back to you.
So yeah, very happy guy, I would say, Federico Al Rafai. He did perfect. Here he is with his dad. I mean, yesterday he had, you know, one of those days where everything goes wrong, and eventually he was penalized for a contact with his friend and fellow teammate Oscar Wurz. And, you know, something that can happen. Yesterday was definitely not a positive day for both of them, but today he was able to have a very good turnaround, and he starts the day with a win. Consistent win, and has been you know, very competitive, and he got it done when it was the right time, trying to overtake Amda. And I think it was definitely the move of the race. While from Amda Al-Kubaisi, he took you know, a very good podium, even if her sister had an unlucky race. So now we hear from Marcello what he has to say with our podium finishers. Go Marcello.
Okay, Federico Rifai, here we are, and we won the race. I mean, it was an incredible move on the outside over Hamda. Can you explain us how did it work?
Yeah, it was a tough race. We started from the back, obviously, for the reverse grid. And after a bit of a chaotic start, you know, started getting one by one. And then when it was me and Hamda, went down into T1 as she defended. I tried to just go lay on the brakes, and I realized there was a moment, so I just sent her around the outside, and yeah.
After you were trying to pull away, she was trying to stay in the toe. Were you pushing really hard? I mean, from the outside, seemed that you were really comfortable trying to pull it away with her. How it was? I mean,
yeah, obviously the toe is hard. It's very hard to pull away around Kuwait, because the toe always allows you to catch up. I was also trying to save a bit the tires, but definitely when I saw her, she was still there. I was trying to push again. Yeah.
So incredible pace and really, really, really good ride. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, so must be very happy, Federico. Very, very intense race from him. But I think having a calm approach at the beginning of the race definitely paid off. And then when he pulled the move of the race, it was the right time for him, and he went to the lead and never gave it up until the end, even if Hamda Al-Kubaisi, she was really, really fast at the end of the race, putting him some pressure. So they were very close at the end of the race. Hamda had a very strong pace all weekend. Bit of a shame from Amna, where she had a real opportunity to win the race today, but she was denied after a contact with Kirill Kuskov. For sure there will be a review in the marshal and the race director room later after the race. For sure they have the footage from the onboard and all the cameras. Here we have the classification with Federico Al-Rifai winning the race, winning race 2. Then Hamda Al-Kubaisi on the podium, second place, very close, only half a second behind. Then Petrovic Andrei. So Andrei had an amazing race and a fantastic move that from P5 went up to P3 and he finished on the podium. P4 from Kirill Kuskov. After a contact with Hamda Al-Kubaisi, then he did an amazing job to hang on with his front wing bent. So it must have been tough for him to keep his position, and he did. And he never gave up the place to Suleiman Zanfari, that for sure, I think he had a bit of a calm approach today after the win yesterday, so he didn't want to get involved in mistakes. And P5 is good for him and the points of the championship. Sakera Mosherji, he was looking good. He was in P2 right after the start. He did an amazing opening lap. Unfortunately, a contact with Omar Alderayyan gave him a puncture, and then thanks to a safety car, he was able to recover the position up to P6. Faisal Al-Kabani, also in the leading group all day in P7. He has been in podium position for a few moments, and he's been very competitive. Watch him out for race 3. Hamda Al-Kubaisi, oh, definitely not her day, unfortunately. She had an amazing start, amazing restart. She was in the lead, and then a contact took her out of the contention, and she finished in P8. P9 from Laura Villers, so a consistent race for her, and clean race, so good for her. She's in the top 10, as also in the top 10 we have Abdullah Al-Kubaisi, which is his very first racing weekend of his career, and having him also in the top 10, I think he will be very happy about it. And then in P11, position 11, Abdulaziz Abuzenada is learning every day, improving every day. So we'll have the podium shortly, and it has been a really eventful race with many different situations going on. We had one start, more than one restart. Here we have the very first lap. We can see in the light blue car Sakera Mosherji on the outside. And here, still Saker goes in the inside of Omar Al-Darayan for P2. Now we have Amna Al-Kubaisi defending the lead. It was Amda defending. And now we have Faisal flying on the curbs and giving the position to Suleiman Zamfari. Tough luck for Oscar Wurz, unfortunately out of the race in the first lap. And here we have the contact, unfortunately, for the lead between Kirill Kutskov and Amna Al-Kubaisi. Such a shame. And this is the move of the race. From the outside, Federico Arifai getting the lead. And a very tough Kirill defending the place to Suleiman, but giving Andrei Petrovic the opportunity to finish in P3 and first podium for him. Happy man, Federico Arifai, first race win of the weekend and of the championship for him after a tough day yesterday. So, thank you very much. Goodbye. See you later for the race 3 of the Formula 4 Saudi Arabian Championship certified by FIA. Thank you very much.